Gun safety groups say 76% of school shooters get their weapons from home, and once again, America is asking the same painful question. A jury in the state of Virginia in the United States has awarded $10 million to a former teacher who was shot by a 6-year-old student. The jury on Thursday sided with former teacher Abby Zwerner's claim, made in a civil lawsuit, that an ex-administrator at the school had ignored repeated warnings that the 6-year-old child had a gun in class. Zwerner, 28, was shot in January 2023 as she sat at a reading table in her first-grade classroom and spent nearly 2 weeks in the hospital, required 6 surgeries and still does not have the full use of her left hand. The bullet fired by the 6-year-old narrowly missed her heart and remains in her chest. Zwerner, who did not address reporters outside the court after the decision was announced, had sought $40 million in damages against Ebony Parker, a former assistant principal at Rich Neck Elementary School in the city of Newport News, Virginia. One of her lawyers, Diane Toscano, said the verdict sent a message that what happened at the school was wrong and is not going to be tolerated, that safety has to be the first concern at school. Zwerner's lawyers had claimed that Parker, the assistant principal at the time, had failed to act in the hours before the shooting after several school staff members told her that the student had a gun in his backpack. Who would think a 6-year-old would bring a gun to school and shoot their teacher? Toscano had asked the jury earlier, "It's Dr. Parker's job to believe that is possible. It's her job to investigate it and get to the very bottom of it." The mother of the student who shot Zwerner was sentenced to 4 years in prison after being convicted of child neglect and firearms charges. No charges were brought against the child, who told authorities he got his mother's handgun by climbing onto a drawer to reach the top of a dresser, where the firearm was in his mother's purse. Newtown Action Alliance, an advocacy organization that supports reforms aimed at addressing gun violence, said that the case points to the need for greater regulations over the storage of firearms in homes with children. Abby Zwerner was shot by her 6-year-old student using a gun from home, the group said in a social media post, adding that 76% of school shooters get their guns from their homes or relatives.